Hey everybody, Vince Dowd, the founder of hijackmind.com, wanted to do a quick video for you here today. I am sitting here in Seoul, South Korea. It is really the epicenter of what's going on right now in the crypto markets. We know that the justice minister raided an office here in Seoul, South Korea last week to go after this company. I think it's called BitThumb, because of the success they were having. And they've grown rapidly, very, very rapidly, making millions and millions in the crypto market. So they raided them and looked at their books. Obviously, the Korean government wants to ban cryptocurrency trading, and this is a very large area of traders. So right away, they got all kinds of petitions, over 200,000 names immediately saying, do not stop our cryptocurrency trading. So they're getting met with a lot of pushback, which is beautiful. The crypto market is not about the governments and regulators trying to tell us what we can do with our lives. This crypto market was created specifically to decentralize power, to give us our power back. And listen, if people are stupid enough to lose money because the government is always going to tell us we're trying to help and protect people. They are not. They are trying to regulate and control everything so they do not let us get out of hand. If they really were worried about that, they would be doing more things to help people, but they don't. They use that as an excuse. And the fact is, if people are stupid enough to mortgage their house or use credit cards to buy high-risk assets, then they deserve to lose a lot of money anyway. That's called financial illiteracy, and they should not even be in the markets. But you know what? You have to learn the way you learn. So anyway, I'm here in Seoul, Korea. I'm actually in Gangnam, which you might remember the video Gangnam Style. But another thing is up north here, North Korea, we know they were hacking and playing with the currency markets as well. So it's been a lot of volatility. It's going to continue. Even on CNBC today, a lot of the older people who are in the stock market think cryptocurrencies will not be around in a couple of years. They're very negative, which makes me believe more and more in the crypto space. Tom Lee, however, came out and expects that the Bitcoin will be at 25,000 by the end of the year. We've heard bigger numbers from Mike Novogratz and over 100,000 by 2022, according to Tom Lee. So depends who you listen to. For me, I'm going to look at the chart. So we're going to go into the chart right now. Before we start, I want you to know that I am not a financial advisor and I am not giving you financial advice. In fact, I do not provide personal investment advice. I'm not a qualified licensed investment advisor. All the information found here, including my ideas, opinions, views, predictions, forecasts, commentary, suggestions, expressed or implied herein are informational, entertainment, or educational purposes only and should not be construed as personal investment advice. Please do conduct your own due diligence and consult a licensed financial advisor or broker before making any financial decisions. All investments, trades, speculations, or decisions made on the basis of this information expressed or implied are committed at your risk, financial and or otherwise. Always have to share that, guys. It is the FTC, SEC kind of regulations. So let's get into the video. Okay, guys, let's go right into the chart here. This is Bitcoin. I wanted to show you, first of all, if you haven't watched my other videos, I did several videos on this pattern setting up. I said we've had this big run up. It's forming a shoulder, a head, and here's when I did my first video. It looked like it was creating a head and shoulders pattern. So it did come back down. I drew the neckline. And I said if it breaks this neckline, we're going down further, potentially down to as low as $7,000 to $9,000 because this is the 200 period moving average. Then it bounced back up, took out this high, and I thought, well, maybe we'll get it. But it really needed to take out the head before we get a continuation of our bullish pattern. It did not do that. It turned right around and came back down. Now, as of 3 days ago, it broke the neck and it closed below the neck. And then it had a big sell-off before bouncing all the way back, consolidating, and now it's going up a little. It's up $332 right now as I sit here at about 3:49 p.m. in Korea. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen, though. It's come all the way down on the Fibonacci colors to green, which is 0.618. So that's a 61% retracement of its move up. And I drew that line from this last major low to the high. And that gives me an idea of how far of this retracement it's had. So it's retraced 61% of this move. Now, because I think this might be what we call the last kiss goodbye. Now, the way we're going to know that is this currency will come back up. It might hit this moving average or even the 50 period moving average. and it will attempt to go through that. If it does not, it will turn and go down again. It gives you a second chance, or the last chance, to get out before it goes all the way down. So this is what I think is going to happen. I do not know. I just look at the charts and say, you know what, the chart is showing weakness. Part of this weakness that it's showing right here is the MACD. We had strong MACD all the way up until here. Then on the second attempt, we could not even get up any higher. And now MACD is still going lower, which means we still have weakness in this Bitcoin digital asset. Now, I would say if we saw this starting to go higher, even though we had lows on the price, but we had highs on the MACD, that would be called a divergence. And that's what I'm looking for before I really look to buy any more Bitcoin, okay? So I do think it's going higher. Tom Lee was on CNBC this morning, said he thinks 25,000 by the end of the year. That's up at this level right here, and over 100,000 by 2022. I am buying these not for short-term trading, especially with the tax laws. I am buying them to hold them and ride through the volatility. Listen, as you make money in the crypto markets, it's better to probably take some money out, get your principal back, and use the house money. This could be a failing currency market. I don't agree. I think it will work. I think this is our future. However, I don't pretend to know the future. I just want to trade the present, which is right now. All right, so this is the crypto market with Bitcoin. It has violated its 50-period moving average. The 9-period, the short term, has crossed down through the 50, showing short-term bearishment mode. And the 50 is starting to turn sideways. So we had this red line going up, which showed a midterm bull market. It's starting to turn over. This means midterm we're in a bear market. The 200-period moving average is still going up. So long term, as long as the crypto stays above the 200 moving average, we are still in a long-term bull market on the Bitcoin. If it breaks down through the 200, then we have troubles. Okay, then it becomes very bearish. Okay, so let's go to the weekly chart here. And I want to show you the weekly chart. So each one of these bars or candles is 1 week of time. Notice that almost every week is a green bullish bar, meaning it's going higher. Up here we see at the top the changing of the guard. This full strong week was taken out by the next week when it collapsed, and then it ate away every profit that week had previously. It even ate into the week before that. That's a very, very bearish move. You can see the volume was very high. MACD is starting to turn to the downside on the weekly chart. This is very bearish. RSI is still going down, very bearish. It came down and it popped back up, but it couldn't get enough momentum to get back up to the head, showing weakness on the buyers coming in. And then we had another changing of the guard here just 2 weeks ago, and it ate away all those profits. Now we're lower, and we just ate away this whole move up here before we bounce back up again. However, everything looks very bearish to me on the weekly chart and on the daily chart. So for me, I am not a buyer. However, I am watching it, looking for opportunity, looking for potential moves down, and I do think it's going to come back up a little bit before it turns down again, but that would not be long term. Until we take out this high here, we're not really reestablishing our bullish market. What we really need to do is take out the highest high, and that will take some time. So if we go down, we're going to look for that opportunity to buy at some point. So that's Bitcoin. We want to make sure that we're watching it, that we're buying for the right reasons, that we take profit out. We always got to enter the trade knowing our exit, knowing exactly where we're going to get out, and make sure we mitigate risk. We also want to make sure we never take too much risk in this kind of market. It is a new market, a new asset class, and it could dissolve very quickly. Governments don't like it. Banks don't like it. And the fact is, they want things to be the status quo way they've always been. And we, in the crypto space, if we're operating based on the philosophy, want the control given back to us, the people. We don't need the bankers. We don't need these people to regulate us. We need the ability for free flow of currency and the ability to move our currencies around the world with very low fees and very, very quickly. Okay, so I hope you liked the video, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you do like it. Please make any comments and subscribe, share it. And I hope it's a great, prosperous year for you and your family.